Congress is working to craft its part in the coronavirus relief stimulus package after Senate Republicans unveiled its proposal yesterday. Here to discuss the next round of relief is Adam Ozimek, Upwork Chief Economist. Adam, always good to speak with you here. What has gotten lost, I think, in the talk of this proposal is the plight of small businesses. Is there anything you're seeing in some of these initial proposals that will save more small businesses from going under?
Well, I think the HEALS Act is a good step forward in that it has good ideas in it. Specifically, the long-term low-interest loans for small businesses, I think, is a really positive step forward. This takes you away from the idea that you want to tie businesses' hands and try to force them to keep all their workers on and really limit what they can do with the funds. And it's a bigger, less restricted, extremely long-term, low-interest loan. And I think that is really what will help small businesses make it through. There's also an extension of PPP, which is another option that businesses can choose. So I think that, it's a good opening offer in terms of help to small businesses. I think that both the PPP extension and the loans, they need to be expanded. And I'm hoping that the next phase of this will involve Democrats sort of bargaining them up on that. But it's a good starting point.
Adam, I want to talk about work from home and its impact on the overall economy, because we're seeing as more companies adopt work from home, Google telling its employees they don't need to come back until at least the summer of 2021. The importance of living where the jobs, those high paying jobs are, doesn't seem to be as important. How might work from home, remote working close the gap, the wage gap among top metro areas in the country?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think that's exactly what we should be thinking about when it comes to working from home, rather than just, narrowly considering how it's going to affect specific workers or specific companies. It's really a major macroeconomic story. And I think that there is a huge opportunity for remote work to help spread opportunity across the US. Right now, in order to work in some occupations at the top of your field, you basically have to move to one of a handful of superstar cities. And in these superstar cities, you have to pay massive, massive house prices. And so even though you're getting higher pay, a lot of that is going to landowners, landlords, things like that. And it's really not as good for you. And it also leaves a lot of parts of the country behind. So I think that remote work will sort of disconnect opportunity from where you want to live to some extent. And that is really great news for the rest of the country. And it's really great news for spreading opportunity.
It sounds like great news on the surface, but then you get Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook coming out a few weeks ago and saying that he's going to adjust pay based on where an employee is working from home. Meaning, if you were going to get that Silicon Valley or New York City salary, if you're doing your job from, Wisconsin, he's going to peg it to the cost of living in Wisconsin. Does that seem fair? And do you think we might see more companies do that?
Well, I think what probably is going to happen, and what my research shows, is that what happens is wages meet somewhere in the middle. So you have the pay that's earned in the high cost of living cities, and then you have the pay for those occupations that's earned basically in the rest of the country. And what we find on Upwork is that both sides benefit. It's really a win-win situation where the businesses don't have to pay as much as they do in their local labor market, but the workers get to earn more than they would otherwise in their local labor market. So it's really these huge gaps in cost of living that make their opportunities for everybody to be better off. Like if you look at the San Francisco, San Jose metro areas, the price of a house compared to the average income is astronomical there, and it's above 10 times your average income. So when you think about how much lower cost of living is, there's really room for everyone to benefit.
Adam, is a work from home U.S. economy a more productive U.S. economy? When Google says, all right, you can work from home for the next year, is that a more productive company?
So I think that one of the big concerns is that it won't be, and that's one of the number one criticisms you do hear about the future remote work economy. But I really think it's misplaced because there are so many ways that it can increase productivity. What we found in our survey of hiring managers recently was that more companies have seen productivity go up than go down as a result of working from home. You have fewer commutes, you have less interruptions during the day, you have sort of more control over how you spend your time. And you also have, the ability to make better matches between workers and firms. And it's not just who can you find in your local labor market, but who can you find anywhere in the country or even anywhere in the world. And that's a really big opportunity for improving productivity overall. I think this has the potential to actually move the dial on aggregate U.S. productivity going forward.
Well said. All right, let's leave it there. Adam Ozimek, Upwork Chief Economist. Always good to see you.
Thanks for having me.